this video, we are going to see adaptive differential pulse code modulation. Adaptive differential pulse code modulation. Here, this adaptive differential pulse code modulation. Why we go for adaptive differential pulse code modulation means here the standard PCM is require 64 kilobits per second for transferring the speech signal or voice signal. But here this 64 kilobits signal is reduced by reducing the redundant information. This 64 kilobits per signal is reduced to 32 kilobits per second or 16 kilobits per second or 8 kilobits per second. Normally the pulse code modulation is required 64 kilobits per signal. Here, this pulse code modulation it utilizes the two technique. One is adaptive quantization and another one is adaptive prediction. Here, in this differential pulse code modulation, here instead of 8-bit in PCM, it requires 8-bit for transferring the data. If the PCM if the PCM is require 8-bit to transferring the data, in DPCM it only require 4-bit to transfer the data. Here in this adaptive modulation, it has two technique. It uses this differential adaptive modulation. It uses two technique. One is adaptive quantization. Adaptive quantization and another one is adaptive reduction. Adaptive prediction. Here, in adaptive quantization, it is divided into two types. One is adaptive quantization forward path estimation, and another one is adaptive quantization backward path estimation. In adaptive quantization forward path estimation, here it estimates the variance variance of the given message signal. Here, this adaptive is nothing but the response to change in the level and spectrum of the given input speech signal. Okay, adaptive means responsive to change level and spectrum of the input speech signal. Here, this adaptive quantization record the quantizer, and this quantizer is varying the step size. This quantizer is varying the signaling level or step size. Here the variation is represented by the step size is del n is equal to pi into sigma n. Here this sigma is nothing but standard deviation of the message signal. Okay, this standard deviation is calculated by using the adaptive quantization with forward path estimation, adaptive quantization for reverse path estimation, backward path estimation. In adaptive, this is the adaptive quantization. This is the adaptive quantization forward path, and this is the adaptive quantization backward path. In adaptive quantization forward path, unquantized sample are used to derive the standard deviation of the given message signal, and adaptive quantization in backward path is used to use a sample of quantized output are used to derive the backward estimation of the given message signal. Okay. Here, in this adaptive condition forward path and adaptive condition reverse backward path estimation, adaptive condition backward estimation. This adaptive condition forward estimation, unquantized sample input sample are used to derive the standard deviation. In adaptive condition backward path, sample of the quantized output are used to derive the backward estimation. Okay, this is the adaptive condition backward path. And then this adaptive condition, it requires the buffer for storing the sampled signal. Okay, for adaptive quantization forward path is require the buffer to store the unquantized sample of the input, and it requires the level estimation. This level estimator is this is the transmitter. This is the transmitter side, and this is the receiver side. In this is the transmitter side, and this is the receiver side. The transmitter and receiver is connected through the channel, and then the level estimator is estimate the standard deviation. This standard deviation is given into the transmitter and also given into the receiver side decoder. So it requires to transmit the information level information. So the problem in the adaptive condition with forward path is it requires buffering, and it create the processing delay and level of transmission. So we avoid the adaptive condition forward path. We go for adaptive condition backward path. In this adaptive condition backward path, it is a non-linear feedback system. It is the non-linear feedback system that the different level estimation. The different level estimator is used in the transmitter side and then receiver side. The quantized input here it used the quantizer input. Quantizer input M of n is bounded when the backward estimation x sigma cap of n corresponding to the step size. Here Here, this is the transmitter side and this is the receiver side. Transmitter side is using the different level estimation, and receiver side is using the different level estimation. So, in backward path estimation, there is no need of buffering, and there is no need to transmit the side information, and it doesn't produce the processing delay. So, we go for adaptive backward estimation. This adaptive backward estimation, by using the quantized input, it will estimate the sigma m of n. The standard deviation is calculated by using the quantized signal. And then now we see adaptive production. This is the adaptive production. This adaptive production here, the speed signal is non-stationary. Okay, here in adaptive production, in adaptive production, prediction, in adaptive prediction, the speed signal is non-stationary. So the autocorrelation function and power spectral density of the speed signal is time varying. So the adaptive prediction, the prediction coefficient also time varying, that is adaptive. Okay. Here we consider the speed signal. This speed signal is non-stationary. So the power spectral density and autocorrelation function of the speed signal is time varying in nature. So we consider adaptive production. The production coefficient is also time varying, that is adaptive. Here this adaptive production also having two techniques. One is adaptive production with forward estimation. Here one is adaptive, one is here. This is the adaptive prediction with forward estimation, and another one is adaptive prediction with backward estimation. This adaptive prediction forward estimation, the unquantized sample of the input are used to derive predictive coefficient. Okay, unquantized sample of input signal are used to derive the prediction coefficient. In backward estimation, M, the sample of the quantized output and prediction error are used to derive the estimation of prediction coefficient. Okay. Once again, I repeat, adaptive prediction with forward estimation, unquantized sample of the input are used to derive the production coefficient. In adaptive production with backward estimation, the sample of condenser output and production error are used to estimate the production coefficient. Okay, here in this adaptive direction with forward estimation, it requires the buffering. It requires the buffering, so and it also create the processing delay, and it need to it need to give the side information. Okay, the side information is also given into the transmitter side and also in receiver side. So this is the drawback of adaptive production filtering. In this drawback is eliminated by using the adaptive production with backward estimation. In this adaptive production with backward estimation, it has the this adaptive production. This is the This is the adaptive prediction with backward estimation. This adaptive prediction with backward estimation is used in the box, which is used for logic for adaptive prediction. It is used yeah, by using the um, production error and sample of the condenser output. It will update the production coefficient. Okay, the production coefficient are updated by using the production error and also sample of condensed output. Okay, sample of condensed output is used to update the production coefficient. By using the updated production coefficient, it will predict the value. So this is the adaptive production backward estimation. This is the adaptive differential pulse code modulation. In this adaptive differential pulse code modulation, it has two techniques. One is adaptive quantization and another one is adaptive prediction. This adaptive quantization, it has two techniques. One is adaptive quantization forward estimation and adaptive prediction adaptive quantization backward estimation. In adaptive prediction, it has two types. One is adaptive prediction forward estimation and another one is adaptive prediction with backward estimation. So this is the adaptive differential pulse code modulation. Next we are going to see adaptive delta modulation. Next we are going to see adaptive delta modulation. In this adaptive delta modulation, here why we go for adaptive delta modulation means in delta modulation, in linear delta modulation, there is two kind of errors occur. One is slope overload noise and another one is granular noise. In Now we are going to see adaptive delta modulation. Okay. In this adaptive delta modulation, why we go for adaptive delta modulation means the linear delta modulation produce two kind of error. One is slope overload noise and another one is granular noise. Here in slope overload noise, consider this is the message signal. Okay, this is the message signal. In this message signal, here if the step size is too small, comparing with the if the step size is too small, if the step size is too small, at the time slope overload noise is occur. This error is called as slope overload noise. Okay, if the step size is too small, at the time this slope overload noise is occur if the step size is too small. Okay, if the step size is large, okay, if the step size is large, at the time granular noises occur. Okay, if the step size is large, at the time granular noises occur. So if the successive of error, if the successive of error having opposite polarity, then the if the successive of error, this is the error, this is the error, this is the error. If the successive of error is having opposite polarity, then the granular noises occur. If the successive of error having same polarity, then slope overload noises occur. By using the adaptive algorithm, this adaptive delta modulation is possible. Here the del n value is calculated. It is del of n minus 1 divided by m q of n into m q of n plus 0.5 of m q of n minus 1. Here, if del of n minus 1 is greater than or equal to del of n minimum. Here, this del minimum, if if del of n minus 1 is less than or equal to del minimum. Okay, this is the slope overload noise. The slope overload noise and granular noise is eliminated by using the adaptive delta modulation. By using the adaptive delta modulation, the step size may be vary. But if the successive of error is occur having the same polarity, then the slope overload noise is occur. If the successive error having opposite polarity, then the granular noise occur. The granular noise and the slope overload noise is avoided by using the adaptive delta modulation. The adaptive delta modulation is varying the steps depending upon the noise occur. Here, this is the adaptive algorithm. This adaptive algorithm is it will produce the steps depending upon the error is occur. If the slope overload noise is occur at the time, what happen means it increase the step size. If the granular noise is occur means at the time the adaptive algorithm is producing the reducing the step size. And this diagram, this is the delta modulation diagram. This is the delta modulation diagram, and then this is the adaptive algorithm. This same adaptive algorithm is used in transmitter side as well as in the receiver side. Same adaptive algorithm is used in the transmitter side and used in the receiver side. Thank you.